The biggest mistake you can make as a marketer in 2026 is not being aware of these 5 trends about AI search. I've spent numerous hours the past few weeks understanding what's important when it comes to AI search, and these are the things that you should know. The first is that AI search tools are gaining search volume and are continuing to do so because people gain trust the more that they use them. Now, people are creatures of habits, so the more they get comfortable with using a new tool, the more time they're going to spend using it. And what's important to know is the human element of how people are using AI tools. And that is primarily through questions and answers. People aren't putting basic keyword searches in AI tools. People are asking legitimate human like questions, and AI gives back human like answers. I'm sure anybody that's used ChatGPT or Gemini has picked up on the fact that it is pretty conversational, and people like that. And so, as adoption for AI tools continues to rise, people are going to be conducting a lot of their searches through there. But it's also important to recognize that Google is not completely out of the picture. People still Google things. And so there's a split with people adopting AI tools as part of their personal workflows and everything that they do. People are still Googling stuff. Like, let's be honest. Okay. And so as you think about your search optimization strategy, SEO is still important. But it's crucially important that you're early to the game in optimizing for how to show up in AI content. The second point is that zero-click answers are becoming normal. And first, I just want to define what a zero-click answer is. So effectively, if you've used Google recently, you've noticed an AI summary at the top of the results that come back. Okay, so this idea of zero-click answers is this notion that people get the information that they're looking for without clicking any links. And that's because AI tools are focused on giving direct answers. And so, how that might show up for you is lower click through rates. You may still be providing answers to customers. People may be finding your information, but not necessarily clicking through to a website. And so, that's not to say it's time to ignore click through rates, but it's something to be aware of as you think about how people are getting their information. Also, I want you to think about how you structure your business info, whether it's on your website, your social media pages, anywhere that you're online. Is it clear and easy to read? Is it direct? Is it conversational? Is it answering questions that an actual human being might be asking about what it is your business does? So this ties into things like copywriting, having an easy to navigate website, frequently asked questions. Is it easy for people who visit your website or anywhere you are on the internet to understand what it is that you do and what it is the product or service that you sell? And so with that, make sure that everything you have is set up clearly and that it's easy for a human being to come to your website and know exactly what it is that you do and what it is that you sell. And that makes it easier for AI tools like ChatGPT, Gemini, you name it, to be able to run through your website in half a second and be able to summarize what it is you have that you're selling and how it relates to the question that a customer or somebody using an AI tool has put into ChatGPT, Gemini, et cetera, et cetera. And that brings me to my third point, and it's that AI search results are super personalized. So I'm sure you're aware of how frequently you use any type of tool nowadays that has an algorithm of any sorts. The more familiar it gets with you, the more it knows what to recommend to you. And so the answers that it spits back out to somebody that asks, what's the best personal finance budget tool out there? Maybe somebody has used ChatGPT to understand the strategy of their personal finances and knows what their specific challenges are, such as I'm trying to get out of debt, I'm trying to boost my savings. If you have a website that clearly states that and you're answering the questions and providing a solution to people asking those questions, it's going to show up and it's going to show up as a personalized answer. And it's going to recommend your service over somebody else's because you're answering the questions that your target market is actually asking. It's also important to mention that it's not a guarantee that two people are going to get the same exact thing back in an AI tool. So no two people are alike, obviously. However, how you can overcome that is understanding your customer, knowing how they actually feel and their pain points, and knowing how to present that information as a solution to them. That way, your target market and your target customers are likely asking the same questions. And so, an answer that you have on your website about what it is that you do, what your product and service is going to likely be recommended to people in similar situations that could be in the market for your product or service. And then how that relates to small businesses as well is local and niche authority. And so what that means is if you are a garden shop in Chicago, Illinois, do you have information on your website consistent and up to date, such as your address, the neighborhood that you're in, and obviously city, location, all those things? Are they consistent and up to date? And do you stand out based on the other previous things that I've just mentioned? Do you have clear content structure? Are you answering questions? Basically, if you go to your website and you can read it like a human and it doesn't confuse anybody, and you have up-to-date information structured into your website, AI tools can parse that super quickly and understand that, hey, this is a garden business, that somebody that's looking to grow carrots or cabbage or flowers or whatever. And I know the tool already knows that I live in Chicago or whatever city you're in. And so in the matter of half a second to a second, depending on how long the AI tool is searching for you, if it's able to know that, hey, this business, this garden business has very clear and understand information. I know it's in Chicago, Illinois. I know it's close to this neighborhood that this person lives in. You're more than likely going to stand out against another garden shop. And then it's this idea of authority. And so what that means is, are you a trusted business? So what is trust? Do you have good reviews? Have you been featured in articles? Have you been consistent on social media? So how does your content, whether it's from your website content, your social media content, the emails that you send out, anything, is it consistent with emphasizing we've been in business for this amount of time, we've helped this amount of customers, this is our customer satisfaction rate? That's what your strategy should be focused on, is making sure that you're clear, making sure that you call out how trusted you are as a business. And that's how you get surfaced as an answer. And so the fourth point I've kind of touched on throughout this, and it's that search is becoming conversational. So that's how people are using these tools. So instead of saying something like best coffee shop in Chicago, I'm picking on Chicago today, I don't know why, best coffee shop in Chicago in Google, you're going to get a list of links. In AI tools, people are more likely to put something in that tool, such as, what is the best place for me to get an iced latte? Like, you see where I'm going with that? Instead of just a grouping of words, which is what Google's SEO results or SEO keywords make you stand out in terms of your links, people are using full sentences. So how are you answering full sentence questions in all of your content? And just to emphasize that further, are you presenting your business, your product, your service in a way that's actually how human beings speak and ask questions? Okay, so we're talking about how people put questions, full sentence questions, into AI tools. Do you have your website presence, your social media presence conversational? Basically the focus is, how should you present what you do in a more human-like way? And the fifth and final thing is a theme that's been consistent with marketing psychology for as long as it's been around. And that's, how trusted is your business at what it does? Okay, so these AI tools, this is the information that they're looking at, and that's customer reviews. Do you have verifiable business presence on the internet, like a Google business profile? Information, is it up to date? Are you current with updating your website? Is your blog recently been updated? Things of that nature. And is everything accurate? Okay, so AI is searching for accuracy and things that it can easily recommend to somebody, knowing that it's real and that it serves actually what they're looking for. The worst thing you can do is have no reviews, no presence, basically just be a ghost on the internet. Okay, so then AI has no reason to surface you as an answer. Your address is outdated after you've moved locations. Maybe you were in a different state and you haven't updated anything. So putting emphasis on making sure everything you have is current is what builds trust with AI. And that's a journey too. How do you continue to build credibility? Are you active on social media? Are you active with blogging? Do you have recent customer reviews? And so building credibility has a direct influence on whether AI chooses you to recommend as an answer to somebody's question. So back to my garden shop example. Let's say you have Bob's Roses on this corner and you have Martha's Vineyard. I'm just kidding. Martha's Tulips on the other corner. Let's say Bob's Roses is consistent with posting on Instagram. He writes blogs about what he learns about a new plant. He makes announcements on his website about a new exotic plant that he has in stock. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. I'm no gardener. I'm no expert. And then you have Martha's Tulips over here who, like, maybe she's just word of mouth. Maybe, she's not up to date. She doesn't have a social media account or anything. People just know about her. Okay. And so I moved to Chicago and I'm searching for best place to buy flowers. Bob's going to win. So you see where I'm going with this? That's how AI trusts you and how it recommends you. So as you think about marketing, as we wrap up 2025 in the next couple of months and move into 2026, and you're planning for what's that next thing? Okay, it's understanding that AI usage is on the rise. People's use of it as a byproduct is also on the rise, but also understanding how they use it. What are they putting into the tool? And what's coming back when they put in human conversational questions, real things that humans say, because that's how people interact with AI tools, is because they trust them. And so people put trust in AI, so AI is going to give it trust back when it comes to recommended answers. People search for products all the time. I mean, I could go through a list of, like, people use it to optimize their beauty routine. People use it to understand their personal finances. They ask it what to do. And so people build trust with AI. So you put in trust and you're going to get back trust. So hopefully understanding that helps you position your content, whether it's on your website, your social media, anything you have out there, in a more conversational way that makes it feel like a human being could trust it. And that's the ironic thing about it. As we move into this AI-centered world, it's kind of funny how being more like a human gets you better results. So it's really going to help you to be early to these trends. Knowing how people use AI, what's going to get you best results, and knowing that people are getting information in a more personalized way. So let me know in the comments how you run your marketing today. Is this something you're thinking about? Are these discussions that you're having? Let me know down in the comments below. Appreciate you all for being here as always. It means the world to me. I'm going to keep making content about AI search optimization, what you can do and what's going to help your business. If you have ideas of things you want me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Till the next one, peace.